Welcome to the Night System Part 2. Before continuing, please make sure you've listened to Part 1 of the Night System. Tap the tab at the top right of your screen to start Part 1 before this section. Chapter 4. How Negativity Blocks the Process. Every emotion you carry to bed is an instruction to your subconscious mind. Fear, guilt, anger, worry. They don't disappear when you close your eyes. They linger, replaying through your nervous system, shaping the stories and feelings that rise during sleep. If you go to bed anxious, your brain rehearses anxiety. If you go to bed peaceful, it rehearses healing. Most people don't realize how much power they give away in those final moments before sleep. They replay conversations that hurt them, imagine outcomes that scare them, or list everything unfinished. The body tenses, the heart rate rises, and the brain releases stress hormones when it should be producing the chemicals of repair. You can't fall asleep in peace if your mind believes you're still under threat, and the subconscious, loyal as ever, will keep processing the emotion you fell asleep with. Think of your subconscious as a student who listens carefully, but doesn't question your tone. If you end the day repeating, "I'm overwhelmed," it takes that as a lesson. It begins connecting dots that reinforce it. Soon, you wake with the same heaviness, not realizing you planted it the night before. But the opposite is also true. When you fall asleep feeling grateful, calm, and safe, your subconscious continues that story. It amplifies it. That's why even a few seconds of gratitude before bed can have powerful effects on your energy and mindset the next morning. Here's how to stop negativity from hijacking your night. 1. Separate the day from the night. Before lying down, take one slow, deep breath. Tell yourself, "The day is over. I release it." This simple phrase signals your mind to close the mental file and stop looping. 2. Release tension physically. Stress hides in the body. Scan yourself from head to toe and let every muscle go slack. Your body's calm tells the brain it's safe to rest. 3. Forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness doesn't mean approval. It means release. Say quietly, "I let go of what I can't change." Every night you do this, your mind learns emotional hygiene. 4. Choose 3 small blessings. Gratitude is the antidote to anxiety. Think of 3 things that made today better, even simple ones. A good meal, a laugh, the sound of rain. This resets your brain's chemistry. 5. End with peace. Whisper, "Tonight my mind restores me. I wake renewed." Then surrender. The reason this works is both emotional and biological. Gratitude increases serotonin and calms cortisol. Forgiveness lowers your heart rate and relaxes the vagus nerve, the pathway that connects your body and emotions. These small rituals are not just spiritual ideas, they're physical resets. When you end the day in peace, your subconscious receives a clear signal. The system is safe. Only then does it switch from protection to creation. There was a time when I went to bed every night thinking about what went wrong that day. I'd replay every mistake in my business, every worry about bills, every conversation that didn't go perfectly. I thought I was being responsible, but all I was doing was telling my mind to suffer longer. One night, I decided to experiment. Instead of analyzing the day, I wrote down everything that went well, small wins I'd never noticed. The next morning, something strange happened. I woke up clear-headed. It wasn't that my problems disappeared, it was that I had finally given my mind permission to rest. The truth is, negativity drains your creative power. It's like static on a radio that drowns out the frequency of inspiration. You can't hear new ideas when you're replaying old fears. The goal isn't to fake positivity. It's to end the day neutral and peaceful, so the mind can start fresh. Every night, you choose which emotion will guide your dreams. Choose gratitude. Choose forgiveness. Choose calm. If you make this a habit for 3 weeks, your mornings will begin to feel lighter. You'll wake with more focus and less weight on your chest. That's not luck. It's the natural result of better mental programming. The mind is loyal. It follows the direction you set. Tonight, set it toward peace, because only a calm sea reflects the stars. Chapter 5. Asking Better Questions. The subconscious mind is a search engine that never stops running. Every question you ask it, good or bad, becomes a command. When you ask, "Why does this always happen to me?" your mind immediately begins to collect evidence to prove you right. But when you ask, "How can I create a better outcome next time?" the search changes direction. Your subconscious doesn't understand sarcasm, guilt, or complaint. It only understands focus. Whatever you point it toward, it magnifies. Many people unknowingly program their minds with the wrong instructions. They focus on what they fear instead of what they want. They fall asleep asking, "How will I pay my bills?" instead of, "What can I create or offer that increases my income?" Those two questions feel similar on the surface, but one feeds anxiety and the other fuels creativity. The difference lies in emotional tone. Negative questions trigger defensive thinking. Positive questions open curiosity and possibility. Napoleon Hill called this directing the subconscious through desire. He said the subconscious will act on any order given with faith and emotion, whether that order builds you up or tears you down. That's why it's crucial to frame your mental language toward creation, not avoidance. Here's how to master the art of asking your mind better questions before sleep. 1. Identify the hidden emotion. Every question you ask has an emotional engine. "Why am I failing?" carries shame. "How can I improve?" carries hope. Choose the emotion you want to grow, not the one you want to escape. 2. Shift from why to how or what. Why questions usually pull you into the past or into blame. How and what point you toward movement and solutions. For example, instead of "Why am I always tired?" ask, "What can I change tomorrow to have more energy?" Instead of "Why can't I get ahead?" ask, "How can I create new momentum in my work?" 3. Keep it short and specific. Your subconscious responds best to simplicity. Long, complicated instructions confuse it. One clear question or statement before bed is enough. 4. Add feeling to the question. Your subconscious doesn't respond to dry logic. It responds to emotion. Feel the energy of curiosity, gratitude, or faith while asking. The emotion acts as fuel for your mental search engine. 5. Release the question. Once you ask, let it go. Don't stay awake trying to answer it consciously. The subconscious works when you stop interfering. I remember a period in my life when everything seemed uncertain. I had too many responsibilities, too many decisions to make, and too little clarity. I would go to bed replaying worries like a broken record. Then one night, out of frustration, I changed the question. Instead of asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" I asked, "What's one thing I can do differently tomorrow that moves me forward?" That single shift in language began to change everything. My mind started giving me small, practical answers, not grand miracles, but useful insights I could act on. Within weeks, my days felt more manageable because my nights had become purposeful. The questions you ask shape the world you see. Ask for opportunity, and you'll begin to notice it everywhere. Ask for peace, and your brain will filter for calm experiences. Ask for problems, and it will happily deliver them. This isn't mystical, it's neurological. The brain's reticular activating system, the part that decides what information to pay attention to, follows the questions you give it. You're programming that system every night with the final thoughts before sleep. Here's an example. Imagine you're thinking about buying a blue car. Suddenly, you start seeing blue cars everywhere. They were always there. Your mind just wasn't tuned to notice. The same rule applies to success, health, and relationships. When you ask better questions, you tune your perception to find matching answers. Before you sleep tonight, pick one area of your life that needs clarity. Frame a positive, open-ended question around it. Then say it softly. What can I learn from today that helps me grow tomorrow? How can I bring more peace into my family life? What creative ideas can my mind show me tonight? Whisper it once, then relax. Trust that your mind heard you. When you wake, pay attention to the first idea, word, or image that crosses your mind. Write it down, even if it doesn't make sense yet. Over time, these fragments will connect, and you'll begin to notice a pattern of intelligent answers emerging from your own inner guidance. Your mind is an obedient student. The better your questions, the better its answers. So tonight, don't ask your brain to worry. Ask it to wonder. Ask it to imagine. Ask it to build. Because every great transformation begins with a single, well-placed question whispered before sleep. Chapter 6. Understanding Your Dreams. Dreams are not random. They are the language of your subconscious mind, emotional messages told through pictures, symbols, and sensations. Every night, as you sleep, your brain sorts through thousands of memories, thoughts, and feelings. What cannot be expressed in words during the day finds a voice through dreams at night. Your dreams reflect your internal weather. They don't predict the future. They reveal the present. When you're anxious, dreams often turn into chaos or chase scenes. When you're hopeful, they shift into stories of progress or connection. The content might seem strange, but the emotions inside it are real. Your subconscious uses dreams to help you process what your conscious mind has avoided. It's how the mind balances itself. When something is unresolved, it plays out symbolically so you can understand it safely. For centuries, people tried to decode dreams as if they were secret prophecies. But the truth is simpler and more personal. The same symbol can mean completely different things to two people. A storm may represent fear to one person and renewal to another. The key is not in the symbols themselves, but in how they made you feel. Dreams speak the language of emotion, not logic. Once you learn that, the mystery fades and the usefulness begins. To begin understanding your dreams, use this nightly and morning ritual. 1. Set the intention. Before you sleep, say gently, "I will remember my dreams and understand their meaning." This simple statement activates awareness without pressure. 2. Stay still upon waking. When you first open your eyes, don't move immediately. Even small movements can erase dream memory. Stay still and replay what you remember, images, colors, or emotions. 3. Record immediately. Keep a notebook beside your bed. Write whatever comes, even fragments. The act of writing strengthens dream recall over time. 4. Focus on the emotion. Don't get lost in details. Ask yourself, how did I feel in that dream? Emotion is the compass. It tells you what the dream is trying to express. 5. Look for patterns, not predictions. One dream might seem random, but 5 dreams often reveal a theme: fear of loss, desire for change, need for rest. The pattern shows where your subconscious is asking for attention. Dreams are like messages sent through water. If your waking life is full of noise, they appear distorted. But when you live more consciously, your dreams become clearer and more cooperative. They stop being chaotic movies and start feeling like guidance. There was a time when I didn't write my dreams down. I would wake with powerful feelings, sadness, clarity, or inspiration, but forget the story within minutes. Then I started keeping a small notebook beside my bed. At first, I remembered only fragments, a color, a word, a face. But within weeks, entire stories began forming clearly. One night, I dreamed that I was lost in a crowded marketplace, searching for something I couldn't name. When I wrote it down and reflected on the emotion, I realized I was overwhelmed with decisions in real life, pulled in many directions, and unsure of my priorities. The dream wasn't random. It was my subconscious showing me my inner state. That night taught me something essential. When you understand your dreams, you understand yourself. Here's the beauty of this practice. Once your mind notices that you're paying attention, it begins to communicate more clearly. Dream recall strengthens. Guidance becomes easier to interpret. The line between your waking thoughts and sleeping insights starts to blur, and that's exactly what you want. That connection means your conscious and subconscious minds are finally working together. If you have recurring dreams, like falling, being chased, or being late, don't be alarmed. Recurring dreams usually mean the subconscious is repeating a message you haven't yet acted on. Once you acknowledge or resolve the issue in real life, the dream fades. For example, dreams of falling often represent a fear of losing control. Dreams of being chased might reflect avoiding a truth. Dreams of being unable to move or speak can mean you're holding back something that needs to be expressed. These aren't rigid rules. They're starting points. The real meaning always depends on you. Dreams also have a creative side. Many inventors, artists, and thinkers received ideas in their sleep, from the structure of molecules to musical compositions. That's not coincidence. It's how the brain connects distant ideas freely when you're not watching. So, by paying attention to your dreams, you're not only healing emotions, you're unlocking creativity. Each night, your mind sends you a message. Some messages will feel emotional, others practical, and some purely symbolic. The more you listen, the more fluent you become in this private language. You don't need to interpret every dream perfectly. Just honor them, record them, reflect gently. Over time, they'll start giving you insight before you even ask for it. Because the truth is, your dreams have never been random. They've been your subconscious speaking softly, waiting for you to finally listen. Chapter 7. Sleep as a source of creativity. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's creation. When your conscious mind goes quiet, your subconscious begins to weave together everything you've ever seen, heard, or felt into new combinations. That's the birthplace of creativity. Think about how easily ideas appear when you're relaxed, in the shower, during a walk, or just as you're drifting to sleep. That happens because your brain's filters loosen. Logic steps aside and intuition takes the wheel. The same thing happens every night, only deeper. Your sleeping mind is constantly experimenting. It links distant memories, rearranges old experiences, and tests imaginary scenarios. When you dream, you're essentially brainstorming in symbols. Some of history's greatest breakthroughs were born this way. Dmitri Mendeleev, who created the periodic table, said he saw the entire arrangement in a dream. The chemist August Kekulé dreamed of a snake biting its tail, and realized that the structure of the benzene molecule was circular. The artist Salvador Dalí used to hold a key between his fingers as he dozed off. When he slipped into that half-sleep, the key dropped, waking him, and he'd sketch the vivid images he saw. These stories aren't legends. They're proof that the subconscious keeps working when we rest. It doesn't turn off. It just works in a different language. You can use this creative power too. You don't have to be a scientist or an artist. Creativity isn't limited to invention or art. It's simply the ability to find new connections between old things, whether you're solving a business problem, designing a new product, or finding a way to reconnect with someone you love. Here's how to invite creativity into your sleep. 1. Pick one creative challenge. Don't overload your mind with 10 goals. Choose one thing you'd love clarity or inspiration on. Example: how can I make my business stand out? Or, what unique theme could I use for my next project? 2. State it clearly. Say out loud, tonight my mind will find new ways to approach this. Speaking anchors intention in the body. 3. Visualize lightly. Don't force detailed imagery. Just see yourself feeling proud or excited about the solution. Emotion gives the command energy. 4. Relax and release. Fall asleep trusting that your mind has already started searching. The less you force it, the faster it works. 5. Capture ideas immediately in the morning. Keep a notebook or a phone recorder beside your bed. Write or record any thought that arrives, even if it seems silly. Sometimes the greatest ideas first appear as nonsense. When you begin doing this regularly, you'll notice an interesting pattern. Many ideas will come in the borderland between waking and sleeping, that soft, floating moment where your body is heavy but your mind is alive. Scientists call it the hypnagogic state. In that brief window, your subconscious and conscious minds overlap. You can hear the whisper of creativity before logic wakes up and shuts it down. Einstein and Edison both used this state intentionally. They knew that just as the mind lets go of conscious control, it becomes most open to insight. You can reach that same place naturally by closing your eyes, breathing slowly, and observing your thoughts drift. When you catch yourself seeing images or hearing random phrases, that's the doorway. I've experienced this many times. During a long creative block, I used to stare at my screen waiting for ideas that never came. Then I began giving my mind a single instruction before bed. Show me something new about this story. At first, nothing happened. But within a week, I began waking with flashes, a scene, a phrase, a feeling. Some ideas were incomplete, but others were exactly what I needed. The more I trusted the process, the more fluent it became. My mind learned that I was listening, and it started speaking more often. Creativity is not something you summon, it's something you allow. It thrives when you relax, when you stop chasing results, when you stop trying to be perfect. Sleep gives you the ultimate creative environment. No judgment, no pressure, no time limits. That's why so many people have their best ideas when they aren't trying. The brain's natural architecture is built for association. When it's free to wander, it discovers patterns that your daytime mind would never notice. To deepen this practice, try this short routine once a week. Set your challenge, something that excites you. Give your mind permission. Say, while I sleep, my creative mind explores freely. Let go completely, even if nothing comes. In the morning, take action on whatever small idea appears. Action tells your mind the message was received, strengthening the connection for next time. Creativity isn't magic. It's your brain's natural rhythm when unblocked by stress or fear. Sleep removes those barriers and lets your imagination breathe. Each night is a quiet laboratory where ideas combine. You may not see the experiment, but when you wake with a sudden spark, a line, a vision, a solution, know that it came from the most loyal worker you have, your own sleeping mind. So tonight, don't beg for ideas. Invite them. Let your subconscious play. And when morning comes, be ready to catch what it built while you were dreaming. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll know when new parts of the Night System and other Frogplum audiobooks are released. Books created to inspire, guide, and help you grow.